awesome. And then C flag is all the way back in the spawn. But the B flag, there's like two head glitching head spots on one end, and then you got to come through the middle, and the middle is just, it's so devious because you can just set up a camp point and they can't even come through there. And then once you get through there, your guy could be camping in the grass. So it's like it's treacherous. And you think about it, like when Bouncing Betties come out. I mean, these are going to be spots that are going to be like, boom, take out a whole room. There's cars there. It's going to be crazy.
I'm glad you brought up Bouncing Betties because that is the next question that I was given.
Yep.
One of these guys wants to know: does Scavenger replenish claymores and Bouncing Betties, or Bouncing Betties?
They weren't unlockable, but when I did have the starting class for the G36, it did replace the grenade launchers when I used them both. So if it replaces a grenade launcher, I'm assuming so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just an assumption,
Yeah, like I said, I know we all haven't sat down and played the game enough to understand it because I heard they only went up to a certain level that you can like use weapons like 35 or something like that.
Yeah, I you know what? And the grenades are weak too, so I'm not even worried about it.
Now, is there Semtex and frag grenades still?
Yes.
Which one do you prefer?
I like the frag grenades because you can bounce them off stuff and bank shot them. But pros like the Semtex because they can turn off the wind up.
Well, see, in Modern Warfare 2, the reason that us pros use Semtex is obviously every single pro in the circuit would rather use a grenade because it's a lot more flexible. You can bounce it off walls. You can just do a lot more stuff with it,
Yeah.
But the reason we used the Semtex in Modern Warfare 2 is because it was predominantly way better.
Yeah,
it was bigger explosive damage, and it was just quicker to explode, and it came up more clutch because there wasn't many buildings on Modern Warfare 2 that you had to throw.
Oh, believe me, there's so many corners in this place. It's ridiculous. And then the equipment that they have Scrambler, EMP, stuns, flash. They got so much other stuff. I don't even remember all of it. They got this thing where it's got like a shield and it stops equipment. It's kind of like a Halo shield, but you don't see it. You throw it down, it's a spike and it's a little ball, and if somebody shoots a rocket launcher, it just explodes.
Now, do you like that? Do you like that they put all of this new stuff into the game, or would you rather them just keep it basic?
I mean, I don't know. I think that some of the stuff is just gimmicky for Christmas, but we're going to see. I mean, a lot of stuff. They took kill confirmed from Crisis. They took the little airplanes and helicopters and point systems from Homefront. I mean, they took everything from all these other games and they're trying to do their own things. We'll see what happens.
Have you flown the helicopter personally?
No, it was locked.
Man, that's something that I'm gonna have fun with, man. Just find a little helicopter around.
I'll tell you what, the turrets are dangerous now in this game.
Yeah, I saw people using those. Like,
are
they easy to get?
I don't know. They're beastly though. They don't miss.
How many kills do you have to get it? Like 3, 5?
I think 6.
Man.
I'm not sure. They're pretty a pain in the ass.
Now, what did you think? Because I know you're not really an MLG player. You don't really play competitive, so you're more of like the pub player.
Yeah.
Pub star, just destroying people. For you, because this is really big, because I noticed Holiday Doc had put out that he can honestly see kill streaks in competitive play, and I respectfully disagreed with him, and I was like, that's not good, because I remember when Call of Duty 4 came out, they made us play a CEVO tournament, and it had kill streaks in it, and it was just garbage. Do you, as a pub player, would you rather play without that type of stuff?
No, I think the kill streaks are awesome because because they used them in this tournament, and it added an extra dimension where they would counter you. They wouldn't even use the big kill streaks because they didn't get them because they were playing against good players. So you would mostly see UAV counter UAV, and if somebody got lucky, they got the SR-71.
But don't you think that if you utilize those types of things, that it would promote camping? Because say I got 5 kills, I need one more for a turret, I better just camp and wait. Don't you think that stuff?
It's like an extra dimension in the strategy, and then doesn't it make the other team you want not to have them have that, so you go after them?
Because I remember when we played COD 4 and we were playing that tournament, we were always saying, okay, this guy's got 2 kills, let's sit back a little bit, try to kill him so he doesn't get another one. That's what I was referring to when I said it's
it might make the guy's gameplay shitty because now he's sitting back, he's scared to make a move. So I think it adds an extra layer of gameplay in tournaments, but I mean, that's not. I always see it this way. Like every other game that's out there is played based from the original game type. Like if you look at Evo tournaments, all the fighting games, they don't change none of the rules for the tournaments. StarCraft, Call of Duty, I think is the only game that changes rules for. They even had grenade launchers in the tournament for the $1 million, but nobody used it.
Yeah, I think the reason I don't think I know the reason why MLG does that is because they want to keep it strictly shooting and just your skill. They don't want you to rely on a claymore. They don't want you to rely on a noob tube. They don't want you to rely on spy planes. They want you to rely on your common sense, your knowledge of the game, your actual gun skill. And I respect that. I think that's what sucked me into the competitive scene because I know you might play pubs, and I know damn well when you get killed by a claymore, you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, but
really
then I use like the blast shield. You know what what I'm thinking here is like, wouldn't it be awesome like if they had like an ending event where everybody flew out and they paid $150 and there's 6,000 people there and there's $1 million tournament at the end of the year? I mean, it would be huge.
Yeah, of course. That would be amazing. I think regardless of them adding perks or disabling perks, people would still go out there regardless. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and I honestly can see it happening. I really can. I think that tournament is what we really needed as gamers. Not competitive gamers, as gamers.
I mean, it brought everybody together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think they need to work on their LAN setup and how, to prepare the tournament a little bit
better.
Yeah,
it was so disorganized because, I mean, we didn't even get a shot. Like, there's so many other people that could have made it. And it was just sad.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I was even the stream wasn't. I was disappointed with the stream.
So stream. I wasn't. Yeah, you had to really just be there. But overall, I think, like I said, I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, without a doubt, is going to be the biggest hit this year. There's no denying it. I mean, people don't fly from all around the world. 6,000 people to see a game. It's going to blow the doors off the hinges. And it's just all about name recognition now. It's not even about anything else.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's a good polished game, and it's got great puzzles. And we're gonna see how the other perks and everything combined into it makes this game what it is. And that's what it really, that's why a lot of people are reserving a judgment. Nobody's really hating on the game. The only people that are hating on the game is the people that didn't go to the event because they haven't played it. So the thing is, like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm like being quiet about it. You know what I mean? I liked what I had. If it would have just had what it just had at the demo, I'd have been happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. That's really good to hear. I mean, if you're happy with them limiting you to stuff, then that's good. Because when Call of Duty 4 came out and I played the beta, they only limited you to like level 25, and I was happy. We played matches on that. It was fun. So that's really good to hear. 2 more questions for you. 1, do you think there will be a beta?
No, I don't think there's going to be a beta. It's already too late. The game's going to come out in 2 months. I mean, literally, I know that the game is going to be out like the 15th of October. People are probably going to have a hard copy maybe like the 2nd week of October. Like the stars and everybody, like they start printing like in the beginning of October. So like the week after that, like all the VIPs will have a copy. And then like the other people get their hands on it, and like me, and I'll get mine on it. So it's right around the corner. It's just too close for beta.
Yeah.
If anything, they have a demo, and that would be, it would be crazy.
Strictly campaign, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it would just only be to shut down Battlefield 3.
Honestly, I don't think they'd have to worry about Battlefield 3, especially with that tournament they just ran. Even though it was sloppy, that was amazing.
Yeah. I think Battlefield is done. I mean, is not done as a series, but it's gonna need some more time to go.
And basically, if Battlefield came out the same as I did Modern Warfare 2, I would obviously be going to pick up Modern Warfare 2, not Battlefield.
Exactly.
And that says a lot. I think
because that's where your friends are at. That's where everybody's at. That's where YouTube is at.
Even if you didn't have any friends, I still would be picking that game up over Battlefield. Because I was reading. I had high hopes for Battlefield. I was like, man, this game looks really good. And then I listened to a video of one of the developers. He's like, we kept Battlefield at 30 FPS because we feel there's no need to progress. And when he said that, I was like, okay, we're gonna play the same old Battlefield where you're trying to shoot somebody long range. There's real, choppy lines and stuff because it's 30 FPS. It's time to upgrade your shit, man. You make a lot of money off Battlefield. Upgrade that shit to 60 FPS. That's what Call of Duty is.
They made the mistake when they didn't come out with Battlefield 3 after Battlefield 2.
And they went in a different direction, and that's why a lot of people don't know this. That's why half the team left DICE. They didn't agree with them, and they went and made Frontlines Fuel of War, and then those guys were at Chaos, and they didn't have enough money, and they barely made Homefront, and they lost it. They lost everything. They gambled, and they lost on Homefront, and so Chaos shut down the New York studio, and they picked up Homefront 2 for the Montreal studio, and those guys that split from DICE, they're done. They don't have a home anymore.
Yeah.
So, the thing is like, I just think, I don't know what happened. They had the wrong idea. I thought Battlefield 2 Modern Combat for the original Xbox and the ported over for the 360 was a great concept, was a great game, and then it just totally got destroyed. So that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I haven't really played a Battlefield that I actually enjoyed since Battlefield Modern Combat for the Xbox, so
yeah, that's it, right? So we're gonna see, and I think that it's gonna be a while. I think Respawn Entertainment might be the only one that comes close.
All right, one last question for you regarding Modern Warfare 2. Is it better than Modern Warfare 2?
I think it's going to be way better. One-man army, noob tube power, just the overall feel and really the support that Infinity Ward's going to give now, because now they have a team they're being helped out by Raven and Sledgehammer to police the online service. So they have a lot to prove to the community.
Yeah, because I know Sledgehammer was pretty. They were getting sledgehammered because they were the people that made that new Wolfenstein, and that was awful. So I'm pretty, like you said, they have a lot of pressure on them to make this game legit. Yeah. And if they can live up to the success of Modern Warfare 2, I think that's pretty respectable, and they deserve respect for that. So.
Yeah, and then in the future, I can guarantee you that the next Call of Duty is going to have dedicated servers for the Xbox.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good to hear.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's just a rumor.
Yeah,
but that's
true. That's good.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm glad everybody was here to enjoy our long dual comm. Like I said, go over there, subscribe to Fear Moho. Hopefully one day, in the future, when there's some good money on the line, I'd like to jump aboard. This boat only comes around once in a great while. And we'll just have to keep pressing forward and going where we got to go. And I appreciate you coming aboard and showing me some love and showing the community some love. You guys, like I said, he's a pro. These are the people that you want to watch their videos because they're going to give you stuff, some insight that nobody else has, and I wish I could have. That's the reason I'm talking to him, because there's some parts of my game that are missing, and I want to, if I want to jump in to a competitive game, I can. So it's important to have people like this that you network. And so take your time, go to the link below, blue link below, go over there and subscribe to the guy. He's been in, how long you been in the industry?
Man, I've been around since day one, man. I've been a competitive gamer since forever, so.
Day one competitive gamer. If you don't know
this is my job, I get on every day with my team or whatever team
I'm
playing with Orlando and find out this stuff for you guys, so.
Yeah, so this is the thing, he connects you to the other guys that knows what's going on. And see, this is what's going to bring balance to the community and YouTube. You have pros coming in, they're gonna bring balance to the the pub stars, and then the competitive level is just gonna get higher. Those guys are gonna come in and be like, yo, this is what we're doing, and so we're gonna have to do the same thing. So it's important that you guys are on the cutting edge of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you being on.
Well, thanks for having me, man. This has been great.
Hey, until next time, it's your boy Fist. Peace.